So welcome to another kind of different Railcar Restorers on the road. This is a video that we've just filmed because, well, we're here. And some interesting stuff going on with this, which is 55009, former Mid-Norfolk resident. As you can see, kind of ripped apart. And that's kind of half of the reason why we're here. But also, we need to look in the 120. Reason for that being is that our centre car, it has some idiosyncrasies in it that no other centre car actually that is out has. The 120 is the only centre car left that has the original light fittings, wiring, etc. So we're doing basically some research to basically try and make our centre car as authentic as possible before eventually work takes place on the 120. Get all the information we need, and well, while we're here, we might as well give you a tour of the rarest DMU left in the UK.
Right guys, so I'm stood next to 55009, a Gloucester built bubble car, class 122. Originally they could be found all the way from Scotland down to Cornwall and various places around the country. They were originally nicknamed bubble cars because of their single unit design. It's basically a class 116 with a cab on both ends, driving motor brake. And as you'll see, this one is in need of a bit of TLC. It's had the front all cut off of it, and there's had some framework done. It's in quite a state, to say the least. Moving round, as you see, the door's been taken off, various bits have been done, various bits definitely need doing, like that. The windows, some of them have been taken out. They all need new rubbers. So it's a very similar story to our 117, same window rubber design. They share a lot in common with the 117s, even though they're built by different people. So as you'll see, this panel's had some patches and could do with some tarting up. Mechanically, this unit is complete, I believe. Bogies have been tyre turned at Leeds Midland Road Freightliner. And apart from that, the unit is complete mechanically, electrically. It won't take a lot to get going. The main issue is the bodywork here with this unit. As you'll see, there is lots of it. There's various bits where it's had roof work done. They haven't opted to go for the welded gap between the roof and the body side like we have. That's just a future proofing we do, as we do not want leaks again, and these are prone to it. So that's just a measure we have taken to stop that. And here's the guards van. Just had some work. As you'll see, the gutters have been put back on and resealed in pea green. It's also had a disabled conversion put in and partitions cut with windows in there so people can see out of it in both ends now. This cab has also been worked on, has had a lot of metal work done to it, and has also had the windscreens put back in. It's just a case of tightening it up and getting a final finish on it. This is the exhaust end. Obviously the stacks aren't up there at the minute, but you'll see them sticking out of the headstock here. This is what it should look like. Maybe with a 2-character route indicator, maybe with not. Going down the other side, it's a little bit of a tight squeeze. Very much the same story. Probably in slightly better shape, I'd say. Here's some of the guttering design, Derby gutter design, all standard stuff. I've moved it now, it's not going to want to stay still. Again, the doors on the luggage van / guards van, etc., they are steel. They're the only ones on these units that are steel. So you've only got 4 problems across the whole unit to look after. The rest are aluminium, thankfully, as that does save a lot of hassle. As you'll see, they do tend to go around the guards van, as you will see on 51370. That is where it has genuinely gone. And they just seem to be a bit of a weak point for these units for some reason. Moving down, much more of the same. Little bits and pieces need tending to. They seem to have gone quite badly around the bump stops on this unit for some reason. Maybe it's previous work, I don't know. There's also been drainage holes cut in the guttering because they do sometimes sit stagnant for a long periods of time, so it is important to drain the water out of those gutters. Otherwise it'll create more leaks like what has already caused the damage in places on this unit. Here's what I'm saying about window rubber. Replacing this will create a nice seal again. Lots more welding work needed there. Just generally, she does need some love and attention, just like our own units are getting. It's in very much need of it. But this is 55009. And now onto the interior. Right guys, so now we're on the inside of 55009, the Gloucester built bubble car at the Great Central Railway. So in here, as you'll see, we are in the guard's van. It has partially been rebuilt as that cab has had work done to it. Things have been going back in. As you'll see, it's a bit more of a work site, similar to our 51412, with things stripped out. A flooring which is made out of aluminium due to asbestos removal, so that's why it sounds a bit tinny. But looking around here, you can see some work is carried on in here. New, very similar stuff to what we'd done. Cant rail, top hats, car lines, new roof steel, which needs to be painted, as you'll see behind. And then just carefully tiptoeing our way through. More work in the usual area. These do tend to go on the guards vans, as you will see when we start our restoration of 51370. Moving back, it's more of the same. Insulation needs to be put back in here. It is still partially in here. It is very much a work in progress, as you can see. There is a bit of a deadline for this unit. It is needed next year for the next season, so it's a bit of a time team to get it back together. And then moving back, more of the same. This is the large saloon, so as you see, it is similar to a 117, although obviously it has a cab on the other end. As you can see, the roof has been cut out up there as well to have patch repairs done. And there's also telltale signs of where it used to leak. Again, telltale signs of suburbanitis. And then if you just spin round quickly, you'll see over here is the original Formica. Slightly different to what is in the 117. It's more of a brownie colour on these. Quite a nice effect. Then looking into here is the cab, which is in very much need of a rebuild. The framework has been very much nearly completed, but there's a lot of outer skin to put back on it as of yet. And now we're going to go on to the 120 centre car outside. Right guys, so here we are outside the 120 centre car. In here is where the buffet is, behind there, hence it's blanked out. As you can see, it is blessed with corrosion and rot disease. Tinworm has well and truly set in. Of course, it is all fixable though, as is anything with enough time and effort. So as you see, it's just loose flaky paint. It has got a blue asbestos problem, which will need to be stripped out eventually. But there's more pressing priorities at the minute. As for underneath, I believe it is majoritarily complete. It has nice tyres on it with good profiles from a quick glance, and unique-ish looking bogies, so that's probably a good thing as well. So as you'll see, it's just going to need to have plenty of metal cut out of it. I'd probably say a lower half above the windows, cut it out, replace it, clean it all up, paint it, new framework, and should be good to go and roam the rails again, which would be excellent as it's such a unique vehicle. It also has these 108 style door hinges, which are probably not the nicest design I'd say to use. But I prefer our ones with a grease nipple because you just know they're going to last a bit longer. But this is what it looks like outside. It's the only surviving 120 centre car, or the only surviving class 120, any part of it, of the Swindon built cross country unit. So it is definitely worth keeping. It's a lovely, lovely unit. It also has similar style suspension corridors. As you'll see, it's buffered up conveniently to a class 117, so you'll see the similarities in the corridors. So it's going to be a similar job to what we have to do really to ours. But that is it, with the toilet tanks there as well. And now onto the interior. Right guys, so here we are in the rare Class 120 centre car. This was previously based at Derby Etches Park in particular, so it's quite of local heritage to this area. They used to run cross-country services from Birmingham New Street all the way to Norwich, and they also used to run in Scotland and various places around the Midlands. They were Swindon built and cross-country units, hence their sort of open plan, nice big comfy design. As you're about to see, you're going to see the toilet, which has some very nice Formica. It's quite fancy, to be honest. It's food for thought for our 117 centre car. The Formica in the passenger saloon, as you will see in a minute, is similar design to what was in the 117 but a brown version, so very similar to what is in the 122 that we saw earlier. Moving back, we have this tables installed in here, which I don't believe are original, and there should have been armrests that were in here for longer comfy journeys. It has BR oval mirrors, which we plan to get remade and put in ours. And it also has these very ultra rare luggage rack lights, which we also intend to get made and fitted, as they complete the original lighting look in the centre car only. So moving back, it's a bit of a similar design in some ways to a carriage with the sliding partition doors, similar sort of layout. It's been designed to be a bit user friendly with the tables. It used to be used for drinking parties, so I understand. It's quite a rare unit. It's never been refurbished. Everything is original as it was built back in the late 50s, early 60s. So it is a complete time capsule in here and an absolutely fantastic unit. Everything still has its original Formica. Even the ceilings are Formica. It just gives a great vista everywhere. It's such a unique, rare unit. Moving into probably one of the nicest parts of this vehicle is the bar. So ignoring the makeshift bar that's been put in by previous owners, there was bays of seating here. Again, another BR oval mirror, some Formica all around this bar, and this gives us some food for thought for putting a bar in our centre car, which obviously didn't originally have one, so we're going to have to sort of cope with the design of a 117. But try and integrate some nice things like this Formica fronted bar. You can tell it's a very real, authentic bar on a train like they used to have back in the day. And as I say, it is pre-refurbished, so it is an absolutely perfect example of what we're trying to achieve with our unit. And it is very nice. Even has a fridge and a boiler, still original. Probably don't work though. But that is the Class 120 Swenter car. Right guys, so that wraps up this visit to the Great Central and their yard to come and have a look at the 120 and the bubble car. So that wraps up this video of the 120. It is a fantastic unit. We've had a look around, and the bubble car as well. Another unique thing to see, just more suburbanitis for us. But an excellent visit, and thank you very much for Bruce for letting us do that.
Yeah, massive. Really appreciate Bruce for taking us around his baby, which is his bubble car, as well as letting us get kind of, you know, a bit of behind the scenes on this. It's a unit that there isn't much media out there on. There's obviously a mountain of work to do. There are problems with this unit, obviously having, you know, not gone through refurb, etc., etc. But one of the funny things is there's just endless amounts of BR forks, cups, you name it. It's all original BR stuff, and all must be preserved because I don't know where any more of that stuff is. So yeah, hopefully one day you can see it on display, maybe in this centre car, maybe in a decade's time, who knows. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you on the next very exciting video.